Hello everyone! Today's video is going to be 5 ways that you can help someone with depression. So I was saying in my vlog the other day about how there's not a lot of guides or information for people that don't have mental health issues but want to be able to help those around them with any mental health issues. So I thought I'd put together a list of around 5 things that you can do or say to maybe help someone that has depression. So yeah, let's get started. So I have a list of things. It's also very warm in here. So I have a list of 5 things. I'm going to quickly run through them and kind of talk about them a little bit. Obviously, disclaimer, I am not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, I'm not medically trained. This is just a video from the perspective of someone who has had depression in the past. These are the kind of things that helped me at the time and that I think would help others in the future. But obviously, everyone is different. But generally, these are a good place to start. So the first thing I've got written down is to do research. Now obviously you're going to have to put in a little bit of legwork, but it is definitely worth it. So I've kind of suggested mostly into the symptoms of depression so that you can kind of understand why people do what they do. It's really helpful, especially for those who have depression, if you are kind of clued up on why they don't want to go out or why they're just constantly down or they don't have any energy and blah blah blah. So it's always good to do a bit of research into what the symptoms are, because not only will you be able to identify depression in other people in the future, but it will also help you to kind of gain an understanding of what your friend or family member is going through and why they're just doing what they're doing. Sometimes people with depression can worry that they're a burden or that they're attention seeking. So if you kind of acknowledge that you know why they're doing what they're doing or why they're not talking about something or why they are talking about something, then it kind of gives them a little bit more comfort in knowing that you understand where they're coming from in terms of what they're doing. So research is always good. Things like books, podcasts, blog articles, YouTube videos. There's loads of PDF guides from Mind, the charity Mind, and Mental Health Foundation have some as well. Just kind of like an overview of how to identify depression and kind of what symptoms are. So that is my first one. So another thing I've got down on here is to have regular conversations. So if you already know that person has depression, schedule in a time maybe once a month, more frequently if their depression is particularly bad, but just get together with them. It could be over coffee, it could be over food or anything, but just talk to them, ask them what they're going through, kind of how they're feeling, what they've been doing, what they would like to do. Have they got any hobbies? Do they want to do anything? If they don't want to talk about anything, then just talk to them about what you're doing, what you've been up to, and just interacting with them and having conversations with them can really, really help. I think sometimes when you have depression, you kind of go into this mode where you don't want to talk to anyone, you completely cut yourself off, but then you feel like no one cares, but in a way you've kind of distanced yourself from everyone else without even realizing it. So if you just kind of take that extra step forward and make an effort to get them in a room or get them at a coffee shop or anything, and just literally just talk at them and just ask them questions and just make them feel involved, even if they don't look like they want to be involved or they don't kind of give across the idea that they want to be involved or they're not kind of chatting back to you. It doesn't matter, as long as you have made that effort to kind of get them and bring them out and just chat to them regularly. Which brings me on to my third point. Is that 3? Yes. Third point, which is to be equally as open with the person that you're talking to with depression. So sometimes it can be very easy to be very preachy. Very preachy. A lot of times people will feel a bit like they're being dictated to rather than someone trying to actually help them. So a way around that is when you go out for these coffee shop meetings or you get someone at home or you get a takeaway or something, is to talk about what you're upset about or what you're stressed about or how you're feeling, or if you've ever kind of been really low or down or anxious or anything like that, so that they've got kind of someone to relate to. Even if you're not depressed and you can't really talk to them on that level, just kind of opening up that conversation about what is bothering you could make them feel a little bit more confident and secure in talking about what's bothering them. And then that could be the little push that they need to really open up to you about whatever is happening in their life. So being equally open is always a good thing. It's not easy. I don't like being open with people. I like people to know as little as physically possible about me. But sometimes it really does help. Not only will it help them, but it might even help you if you're particularly stressed about something. You can just chat away and everything will kind of work out. So yeah, being equally open with the person is also a very good idea. The fourth one I have, I'm going to continue with the fingers. The fourth one I have is, I've forgotten what it is, I just read it, is to make an effort to include people or invite people with depression to events, to nights out, to dinners, to drinks, anything like that. Even if you know that they're going to turn around to you and say, no, I don't want to. Even if every single time you've offered that person an invitation, they say no. Never stop asking them just because they say no. Because if you stop including them in even just the invitation of like nights out or like things to do, that's when they start to pull away even further. So not only are they kind of distancing themselves from you because they're worried that they're going to be a burden to you, or that they're going to be boring, or they're not going to have like, they're going to bring the night down, or they're going to ruin all the fun or something like that. All of these thoughts are going through that person's head. So the last thing you want to do is completely from your end push them to the side. That's not going to help them. So keep inviting them, even if it's just like a text message. Just send them something, just invite them out all the time, even if they say no. One day they may say yes, you never know. If you really want that person to go out, try and convince them. Even if you think there's no point, they're always going to say no, keep trying. There was a couple of times back when I was suffering with really bad depression where I would continuously say no every single time someone would ask me to do something. And then eventually my friends were like, oh, well, there's no point asking you anymore because you always say no. But the thing was, at the time, I was like, oh, well, now I really am alone. And then it just got even worse. So yes, it's frustrating if you are constantly asking someone and they're always giving you the same answer. But at the same time, the result of kind of not asking them anymore and completely pushing them away is gonna be more damaging than you just sending them a text message. It takes like 2 seconds. You don't need to like go around to their house or phone them and like stuff. So yeah. The fifth and final one is one that is often talked about in these kind of videos, and that is do not try and offer solutions. So many times I have been told to get out the house more or find a hobby. I do not need to find a hobby. What I need is professional help. Finding a hobby is not going to help me with depression. It's just going to give me something extra to worry about. I don't need a hobby. I don't need to get out the house more. I don't need to cheer up. I don't need to watch a comedy film to make me laugh. None of those things are going to help if you have depression. It's a medical illness. Those things are not going to cure you. Just like if you had chickenpox, drinking a hot chocolate is not going to help cure you of chickenpox. See, no correlation, makes no sense. By all means, kind of research into solutions and offer advice, but like back it up a little bit. So if you said to someone, you should think about like joining an outdoor sports team because apparently being outdoors helps a little bit more, then fine. If you can back up your solutions with evidence that you've found, or you can offer them a place to then go off on their own and try and research into that themselves, then fine. But don't sit them down and preach to them, because that's just patronising. If you have depression, you're perfectly aware of what will and will not work. So being all preachy about it and thinking that you have life figured out is actually rather just annoying than helpful. So don't offer us solutions, it's not helpful. And that is pretty much it. I don't want to ramble too much, I just wanted to get straight to the point. I have a few of these videos to film, and yes, that is pretty much all I have to say on the subject. Obviously, if you want to ask me anything about depression or anything I've said in the video, then leave me a comment down below. That would be amazing. I love to reply to comments. And also, if you would like to donate to my Great Wall of China trek, then the Just Giving page is down below as well as all my social media and my blog. Yeah, and stay tuned for daily vlogs. So I'll be vlogging every weekend I do a daily vlog, so you'll get 2 every week and then one of these bigger videos as well. And yes, that is all. Thank you for watching and goodbye.